Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome. So nice to see you all again. Seems a long time, only twice a week now, doesn't it? A long time between sessions. So today we've got a guest presenter, as promised to some of you, and that is Vara, who's going to talk to us about the void and take us into a lovely meditation. So, maybe Vara, you can tell us why it's called the void as well. But any questions you might have, feel free. We'll have our interactive session at the end as per normal. And yeah, I think we'll ask Vara to come on. And there he is. I'll just remove my pin here and bring you forward, Vara. Welcome.
Hey, Lynn, just wait. When you said, why is it called void? I haven't thought about it. I just know that it's called void.
You start thinking very quickly now.
It's the ocean of illusion.
Okay, yeah.
And that's the space we have to cross to get to our heart and our spirit. I mean, that's all that comes to my mind off the top of my head. I'm just throwing you a curly one at the last minute. I'm sure something else will come to you by the time.
Yeah, I think I saved $5 on a coffee to wake up. All right.
I'll let me pin you on the front here. Where's your name? So where is he? Ah, there he is.
Hello all. I can see almost the exact same mob that came last week. Well done.
Yeah.
Very good. I can see Madhu, Niri Ram, Niri maybe, he or she is called. Ashwini is there. Ami is there. Excellent. Yeah, so I think void is something that is related to what we call the guru principle. It sounds quite spiritual, isn't it? The guru principle. Well, it is, but it's also easy to understand in a lot of real world scenarios. So how many times are we driving a car and somebody cuts us in, and we really want to stop the car, yell at the guy or whatever. I'm saying guy because mostly it's men, I think. And then let our sort of anger subside because we said what we wanted to say, and then move on. We usually don't do that, isn't it? That will make us usually feel a bit proud. But we probably are swearing a bit in our mind. And we're probably ruining the day. You know, how could that guy do to me? That sort of thing. And I don't know if you can remember any of those situations where you spent almost the whole day being upset because you couldn't get over it. And there is a decision to make. One is, do I let this complete stranger ruin the rest of my day, or do I not? So remember that is one decision point you need to make. And then the other thing is, I think it's good to be sort of, I'm bringing up this example because Christmas is coming soon. And I know, so I'm originally from India, so we used to get invited to Christmas dinners. It's usually in the church, and you basically eat until you eat all you can, and then with somebody who's saying, Jesus is great. And they actually say it in a very boring way. They present Jesus as somebody who's this homeless guy, standing like that, that sort of thing. Even though Jesus is a full-blooded, I can't call it person, he's an incarnation who could smash people with hunters because they're doing stupid things. In any case, so the bit of a tangent there, but So Christmas is, then I came to the West and I figured out it's not that, happy, joyous thing. People are actually, as Christmas comes, people are stressed. They have this tradition of going and seeing family. And then this, what is, the skeletons from closet might come. So they sort of load up on a bit of a drink. So hoping that they won't, and they do. And many times it takes one full year, it takes until next Christmas to forget and forgive all the stuff that has happened in the family. And then again, that's a decision point. Do I let go, or do I keep getting annoyed at the people, usually the family? And then another big one, alcohol. Recently there was a study saying by some Monash University, I think, saying that alcohol is good. And it's like, okay, I read that article and I said, okay, it's interesting that they say it good, because every religion, the good part of the religion at least, has said that it's not a good thing. And I can tell you why in a bit. But then we keep coming to these articles that say a glass of wine is good, or a bit of beer is good because I read all sorts of logic. A bit of beer is good because they say is good because it helps you get over your inhibitions so you can speak freely, which will help your mental health. So a bit of damage that alcohol does in terms of overweight is compensated by that betterment of mental health. So that's 3-4 sentences, and then you could probably explain all that in 2 words. Actually, it's like stupid logic. So again, one more decision to make. Do I look at these news articles and decide if we should drink alcohol or not? And then a big one, actually, I was thinking about that. Most of you who have been coming clearly are meditating, so you understand the benefit of it. But think about the people who haven't turned up. I mean, usually in the meditation classes that Lynn, Gulshan, and many of us run, a lot of people come to start with. And then a lot, sometimes 30, 40, and sometimes in a big hall, it could be like 150, whatever it is. But then when the follow-up programs go on, you'd be lucky, they would be lucky. It's only 5% of lucky people are. And again, you'd think they have to make a decision, right? I meditated in that first session. I could feel the benefit. And then next day they have to make a decision. Do I give these 20 minutes to meditate, or should I spend time gossiping about people or watch Netflix and think about the murder mystery that is bothering me? Which one do I pick? So you have all these decision points making, and then usually it comes down to a binary decision, really. It's good versus bad, correct versus wrong. Most of the decisions that are important are quite simple. Now, one approach is to have this thing, these affirmations kind of things. People write on walls and stuff. I'm not an angry person. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Or I'm not going to drink alcohol because it made me vomit the other time. So they write on the wall, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And so on. And some of them are even smarter. They'll say, I'm not going to do it from tomorrow. Those are the funny ones. So there is that mental conditioning that you sort of, you go to a site. So actually, many times, you leave the simple paths, simple things that you can do, and then go to a psychologist. And that person has to take, $400 or $500 per hour, and have to tell all the same things that you already know. But then you feel better about it. And by the time you forget there's another session and so on. So what I'm getting at is there is a fundamental system within us which gets activated only after your self-realization. And Sri Mataji says, the light of the spirit, when it shines on your void, that's when you naturally make the right decisions in these yes-no situations. And you don't have to mentally condition yourself, do a lot of reading, because nowadays reading actually makes you much more confused. But there is that thing in you, which is the voice, you can say, that just naturally makes you do the right thing. And when you, and it is really important in the modern society, because the intellectuals are confused. They'll go and read, they'll read 10 articles, and in the end, everybody is trying to promote the idea that they think is right. And usually with they have a lot of backing, a lot of money, a lot of vested interests. So it is really difficult if you take it from a, logic, intelligence point of view. It's usually like a messed up logic, but still we think it's logical. And then you like, oh, that X person that I know, he's intelligent, he's telling me that, so I'll do it. So basically you're using someone's agenda to be influenced. Rather, how about a system which is extremely clear, which is very fundamental to you and only you, and you make those decisions. And that can happen when your Nabi chakra is awakened, and when your void is good. So I'll show a little slide which explains that, which shows the 10 primordial. Okay, Chira, can you make me the host, please? Or Lynn, one of you. Just want to share a screen. So meanwhile, think about that. How many times do you struggle with that decision making? And most of the time, decisions don't have enough evidence or time. Yeah, thanks, Chirag. Just do this portion of the screen. All right, now, if you can look at that slide, and this, the guru principle that we have hasn't just, fallen out of sky, and then we all have it. We have been lucky to be in a generation where all these incarnations have said different things during their time to sort some issues. For example, if you look at Prophet Muhammad, people of Muslim faith, the women have scarves, and sometimes depending on where it is, they'll completely cover themselves. And at that time, the sort of my reading of it is that during those times there was a lot of fighting going on. So the men were just going off fighting, and when they come back, they would be a little bit what do you say? They would be, the woman would not be in a good situation because these men are always having these weird eyes to look at them. So because Prophet Muhammad thought men are weak and they can't control themselves, he suggested that the women cover themselves. But in fact, people of that faith don't see that point. They just treat the women, they abuse the women, thinking, we know the whole what Taliban does and so on. And funny enough, only when you get your realization, you understand those incarnations more. Otherwise, most people have an issue with Prophet Muhammad, right? It's one of the most, if Prophet Muhammad hired a PR person, he would have been very well off by now. So, and different, when Raja Janaka was there a while ago, God knows, 6000 BC, a long while ago, he had a different agenda for that point. And similarly different incarnations. What you also notice is they do not represent the so-called religions that are in existence at the moment. So when we are born into a particular religion, you have to be born in some religion. So it just happens. And you're very attached to only that. You're actually losing out on a lot of knowledge. What Sahaja Yoga does is detaches you from that sort of blind faith and enlightens you by bringing all these facts into one umbrella. So Sahaja Yoga is also called Vishwa Nirmal Dharma, by the way. And then there are different mantras which activate those aspects of that of chakra or of, in this case, void. So what that does is, sometimes we realize that we are having a void issue, and sometimes we might want to clear that problem by putting your hand on your tummy and so on. And these mantras, what they do is because of the way the sound is distributed in that mantra, this energy gets activated much more faster and in a pretty comprehensive way. And there is another aspect of okay, this one is good. So what causes problems? There is one thing you'll notice there on the bottom, second from the bottom, is books by false gurus. So Shimataji refers to false gurus quite a bit. In fact, that is the reason why she cared to start Sahaja Yoga in a big way. So if you think about it, why does somebody spiritual or somebody who's professing to be a spiritual person need money from you? It just doesn't make sense. But I remember my coming from a family, was born into Hinduism, coming from a family, not just me, my friends and so on, is people actually charge money. Somebody will come and say, we'll give you this mantra, and then you, okay, great, whatever it is, usually nonsense. And then they'll say you need to pay this much to the, until that mantra bit you can accept, maybe you can accept, saying okay, maybe makes sense. But then this person who looks like a beggar himself, how can this beggar be the conduit between me and God? That is a question that is fundamental to ask. Otherwise, what these people do is basically they use you as conduits to make money. If you just make money, that's fine. You can make money later. But they also mess you up in a very fundamental way. So these people, they have many times, they have negative powers and they use the disciples to extend their agenda and so on. And usually, if you think about all these false gurus, mostly men, and they always have, they abuse people and so on. So it's extremely important that one needs to be careful in picking up a photo of some Babaji or a Mataji if they're not giving what you want. So you need to be judging that. So what we'll do is we'll raise our Kundalini and take Bandhan and have a quick meditation. So let's raise our Kundalini and take Bandhan. Put our hands on the lap. Close our eyes. Let's put our hand on the abdomen. Nicely spread it. And you say, Shrimataji, please activate my Guru principle so I can make the right decisions in my day-to-day living. So the presiding deity for this, for void is Adi Guru Dattatreya. So I'll just say the mantra for Adi Guru Dattatreya. So your left hand on the lap, right palm on the abdomen, spread your palm. Attention on Sahasrara. So the default position in your meditation is the top of the head on the Sahasrara. So keep your attention on Sahasrara, and then if you feel that your attention is going somewhere else, open your eyes and look at the bindi or the red dot on Shrimataji's forehead. Om Swameva Sakshat Shri Adi Guru Dattatreya Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Now we'll play some excerpts from taken from many Shrimataji speeches. So keep both your hands on the lap now and attention on Sahasrara. And listen to Shrimataji.
Mother, you are my Guru. Mother, I am my own Guru. Mother, you are my Guru. Mother, I am my own Guru.
These days, Kali Yuga, the modern times, what was the Kali Yuga, the days of confusion is over, and it's called as Krita Yuga, means where this living force will act. And this living force has to act through you. You become the medium of that living force. Actually, you become the master. How it happens is automatically, by the grace of God, it works out. You cannot sell anything that is the grace of God. What is the value of that? On this point only, many people discard Sahaja Yoga because they think that it cannot be sold, so it must be useless. It is so invaluable that you cannot pay for it. Now the rising of the Kundalini has to take place first of all. But with these three advantages, the fourth advantage is the highest, that you become the spirit. The spirit is the one who is the master in you. So you become your own master, you become your own guru. Nobody has to tell you, do this or do that. You are guided. Because as soon as the Kundalini rises, you start feeling the cool breeze in your hands. And these are giving you a new vibrations, a new dimension by which you know whether to do this or not. For example, you want to do something, you want to buy a book. You don't have to decide about it. As soon as you go near the book, either it will give you cool breeze, or it may make you hot, or may a little bit burn also if it's a horrid one. And you don't want to have that at any cost. You want to have the cool breeze because you enjoy it. So you just give up. You just give up things without anybody telling you, because your vibrations tell you. The spirit that is now shining your attention tells you. And you start understanding that now I have become my own guru. Because your guru is sitting inside you as the spirit. It has not yet manifested in your attention, and that's why you are worried. But just it manifests. And once it manifests, you are amazed that you yourself have become a guru of yourself. You don't need anybody else to tell you, but you can do it yourself. You can find out yourself. Nobody has to give any explanation or correction or anything. You just start improving yourself. Automatically it works. A little bit, if you know how to decode it and how to work it out, your problems, you just manage it. You become yourself a guru. That's the thing you have to be. So today the master within us is the spirit. But before realization, we are not the master. In our conscious mind. It is not expressing in our conscious mind, in the sense that we are not empowered by its powers. The spirit exists, it has its own powers, but we haven't felt those powers within us. Once we feel the powers of the spirit, we are empowered by our own powers which are there. The powers are within us. These are our own powers. We don't have to borrow from anyone, ask from anyone, they are in ourselves. The spirit is within us. Only thing, that spirit has to give light in our consciousness. It has to come in our consciousness. In simple medical terminology, we can say that the spirit must manifest itself in our central nervous system. In our central nervous system. It's very simple. That you become master of yourself, and you master the disease also. You master everything. Because the master is within you. It has not come in your conscious mind. It's the only link is left. And when that happens, yoga takes place, union takes place. We should now completely keep ourselves limited to self-realization. About God, I'll tell you next time. Self-realization means to bring your spirit into your conscious mind. And that's
with both your hands on the lap, attention on Sahasrara, just reflect on that statement that Sri Mataji was saying a minute ago. Is how self-realization brings your spirit into your consciousness. And then the yoga happens. So the big thing with yoga nowadays is it's become that physical exercisey thing. But fundamentally what yoga is exactly what Srimataji said. So we're all part of this all-pervading energy which was created by God. And we lose the connection between our spirit and the God's spirit, you can say. And that's when, that's when we end up being a little bit like headless chooks. But when that connection forms, which is possible because of Sri Mataji, then our life starts to get much more fulfilled. So we say in our hearts, we say, thank you, Sri Mataji, for connecting us to the Spirit of God. And Chirag, if you can play some music. Now let's just observe any sensations, experience, or feelings, especially on top of our head, on the Sahasrara chakra. Now at this point, an example of sensation is you might feel that your right hand is a bit heavier than the left, or the other way around, or one of the hands is a bit sort of itchy or a bit warm. So when you experience these in your daily meditations, that's when you need to chase your mentor and say, mate, I'm feeling this, what do I need to do? So that your relationship with the mentor is driven by you and not the other way around, shouldn't be the other way around. So pay good attention to what you're observing during your meditations. For example, if you're meditating and you regularly feel that your left hand feels a bit warm, extra warm, like consistently, if you feel you're experiencing heat in your one channel, let's say left channel. Then when you go and talk to your mentor that your experience is experiencing that, they might tell you a little small treatment, which could be, I could just show you right now. So if you like something like that, put a little candle and then you light the candle clearly, and then you could simply heat it up, and then over your left side you could do that. The mentor can do a video again, but I'm saying the point is, it is you who will have to judge whether that works for you or not. And if the example I gave before were true, like if you're consistently feeling that left hand is uneasy or the vibrations are not flowing, that's a treatment. And instead of beating your head, if you just call your mentor or send a message, they can help you out. So please use the mentors. They are happy to give their time, so don't be shy. It's actually better that you ask us and then get some help rather than being shy and not feel the experience. Yeah, that's it for today. So we finish off with raising our Kundalini. Oh, I had to tell other last thing. This is a story that was an interesting story that was told by Srimataji. About it goes to tell why it is extremely important to be vigilant in a modern society, and that vigilance can only come when your void is activated. So there was one person who wanted to see hell and who wanted to see heaven. So this person was taken to the heaven, and boring people just like us, what is it? About 13 boring people were sitting there and meditating. How cool is that? They just meditate. And this person said, oh, okay, nice. How does hell look? And then this person was taken to the hell, and people were drinking, smoking, and all these, Dhammaradam songs and all the modern music where they abuse your mom, sister, brother, everybody in a nice beat. And then people are some cabaret dancers and some discos and everything. And this person he said, oh wow, this is good. And then this guide said, oh okay, yeah, you want to see more? I said, yeah, sure. And then they open the door and they go back, and then people are being fried in oil and all that sort of stuff. And then this person is sort of dismayed. Say, mate, what was that in the front? And then this guide says, that was the marketing department for hell. So it's very easy to fall into that. And mostly, and the funny thing is, anything good doesn't need too much marketing. So the bell should already, alarm bell should already go if something is being sold very hard. And once again, it's very hard without your realization and the void being activated to know the difference between good and bad. Because people are spending billions, trillions of dollars to ensure that you don't have that discretion. So yeah, with that, end of it, Lynn, over to you.
Great point there in the last, Vara. Thank you for such a great meditation as well. As always, if anyone has any immediate questions while we've got Vara here, please put it in the chat or unmute yourself. You're most welcome to just have a quick question. Otherwise, we'll all say farewell and until Monday when we have another guest, and that's another surprise guest presenter. So it's always nice. We're lucky to have Vara twice. We'll try and get him again later on as well if we can twist his arm. And that was really nice. Niri, yes, it was, wasn't it? So Niri's just messaged there in the chat that it was a great meditation. Certainly was, Vara. Really, really good.
And the music's lovely too. It just expands the heart beautifully each time. So I know we've heard it many a times, but it works beautifully. But I loved your last example. That was quite...
Yes. It's so true too.
Not my example. I stole it from Shrimati's speech.
Yeah,
I did add a bit of color to it, but still.
Yeah. And
good
so,
find. Yeah.
welcome. Nice to see that you could join us today.
Yeah. We'll look forward to the next time. Vara, it was great.
Yeah.
I think it looks like in the chat box everyone agrees. It was a really, really good session. So thanks very much.
All right. And how is the mentor-menteeship going? Are people still being shy or?
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of activity with the mentors and a few technical issues. So if anyone's feeling they haven't heard from their mentor or mentors who are on here today, if you feel you're not hearing from your mentee, there could be a technical issue.
Okay.
So some people's phones block people, and so something might go and you think it's sent, but then they actually haven't received it. So do speak up if you haven't heard anything and follow up. So hey,
Chirag, can you show your face? I think it's always the technical people are always forgotten.
That's true. Our great technical Chirag, come on. Was a really good job today. Very good.
Yeah,
There you
we
go.
are.
There he is. Hi, Chirag. Everyone, that's Chirag in the background, really looking after the YouTube people in particular. And today you're looking after everybody. Thanks a lot for that, Chirag.
Yeah, and for choosing the music today too. So
Yeah. Well done. Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, everyone agrees, Chirag. It's nice to put the face to the word.
Yes, after so many days. Yeah. Thank you.
Can I just say my mentee is doing exceptionally well. Where she's making good use and really happy to be in communication. So good job to my mentee.
Excellent. All right. There seem to be no questions.
That's right. We're all silent, which is highly commendable. Well done, everyone. Well done, Vara, getting us all there.
That's all good. Thank you.
So thanks, everyone. And I'll maybe I'll just share some slides and music as usual to close off.
Thanks, Lynn. Thanks, Vara.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.